Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper. Today I'll be doing my top 5 places from the Zelda series that could get their own Lego sets. So I'm kind of going because I've recently reviewed um, the Lego Deku Tree. I think this video is going to be released in the same week that I will have reviewed that. Um, with that, I think with how the Deku Tree looks when it comes to like the Ocarina of Time version and the Breath of the Wild version, they look really cool, and I do like how you could build one or the other. I thought I thought about some of the other places in the Zelda series that could potentially get their own Lego set that you can build and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what this video is all about. So yeah. So for number 5 is the Temple of Time. Now with this one, I think this could go in two different ways. One is that it could be one main temple from any of its appearances in the Zelda series. So the one from Ocarina of Time, the one from Twilight Princess, or the one from Breath of the Wild, as well as Tears of the Kingdom, because that version of the Temple of Time is the same one. And yeah, or it could be similar to how the Deku Tree is, in that with that you've got two versions of the tree from different games, and that could be similar with the one from with the Temple of Time, in that you could have one version from one game and another version from another game, maybe. So like you could have one from Ocarina of Time, the other one from Breath of the Wild, or one from Tears of the King, or the one from Breath of the Wild um, with Twilight Princess, maybe. So it could potentially be one of those two things, and I think that'll be interesting to see. Like you could build like the temple. You could build the Temple of Time in Ocarina of Time version, and you can see like all the pedestal where you have to put on the sacred stones. You can see like where the pedestal of the Master Sword is, that sort of thing. Or you could see the one from not Ocarina of Time, in Twilight Princess, in that you could build either the ruined version of the Temple of Time, or the first room and a half of the Temple of Time, in that you've got like the place or the room where two statues are, where it is where you can get the Master Sword, as well as the main room where you do get the Master Sword. Maybe could be something cool. And then in Ocarina of Time, in Breath of the Wild, you could build the one from there. So yeah, and you could have like a part of the Great Plateau around it, maybe. So yeah, that'd be something quite cool to see, and it'll be cool to see like another set or something like the Temple of Time to see on being Lego form. So yeah, for number 4 is the goddess statue. Now this will be something quite cool to see, I think. Because there'll be a lot of things we could see, like there could be a lot of buildings, maybe, like I said, with the Temple of Time, and there are some other building type places in this list as well. I think with the goddess statue, it'd be something quite cool to see. Just like it could be not a huge statue, or it's not a huge Lego set you could build. It could be just like a normal, probably roughly around the same size as the Deku Tree set, maybe, with the goddess statue, and you could have like. You could build the goddess statue, and then at the bottom you could have a bit where that's removable, and it could be related to Skyward Sword, and that's in how when you first meet Fi, when she goes through the bottom of the statue, that doorway is removed, and you can just go into the statue. And this could be something quite cool, because you could like build the statue, as well as you could build the inner chamber of the statue. You could have like the goddess sword in the middle. You could have the back wall thing area where you put the different tablets in to go to the different locations in the world. And you could also have like Link and Fi together, maybe. That'd be something quite cool to see. And yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like it could be fun and just be a fun, awesome build to have. So yeah, for number 3 is Skyloft. Now with this one, I feel like it's not. I think it could be possible, but I feel like it's unlikely that there's going to be a Skyloft thing. The Skyloft will be turned into Lego, because Skyloft as a whole is quite a big map. It's quite a big part of the world, and not compared to like the the surface. The surface is quite big, but if you look at Skyloft as a whole, so like all the different buildings, all the different um, the rocks, or not rocks, the islands. Well, because you've got the main one, and then you've got like the one with the goddess statues on, that sort of thing. So yeah, it could be quite difficult to try and put Skyloft on. If you don't have the entirety of Skyloft, maybe they could build the bazaar, maybe, and or the outside of the bazaar, and maybe some of the houses around it, maybe. If they don't, if there isn't this whole Skyloft thing, but it would be cool to see like all the different areas, or maybe you could have like the main bazaar island, and then you could have like another, or you could have like this like sort of rotation thing, and you could put like another of the islands on, maybe the one with the goddess statue, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. That is just my thoughts on how Scarf could possibly be made into Lego, so yeah. For number 2 is the Tower of Spirits. Now, this could go in a similar way to how the goddess statue could be, as I said before, in that you could have like, you could build one part of the tower, but you have like Link and Zelda, you could have Arjen and the train at the bottom, and you could have like Link and Zelda on one of the many floors or many staircases, and then it could be like you could build like a section, like one of the sections from the tower, and then you could put it onto the tower, and you could build the next one, the next one, the next one, and at the top you could possibly have like the spirit of Mallet at the top, maybe, to show that he's at the top, and the top of the tower spirit is where his prison is. So that would be something quite cool. And you could have, like, at the base, some train tracks going along, and you can like use these tracks to like move along the train, the train of spirits. That'd be something quite cool to see, and yeah, it'd be something. And and each of the train tracks could be blue, because if you play spirit tracks, then you'll know that after you've beaten a major dungeon that isn't the sand temple, the tracks from the temples will go towards the Tower of Spirits, and the specific tracks will turn blue. So they could do something like that, and yeah, that would be something quite cool to see. So yeah. And for number 1 is the Phantom Hourglass. Now this could be, I would say this is the one more likely things to be made into Lego, maybe, because the Phantom Hourglass it's simple in design. It's basically just an hourglass, but it could be turned into Lego, and I could see something like this become a set that you can build, because you can build like the thing out of like all the different Legos and stuff. And for when it comes to Sound of Hours, you could have like these small studs that you see, like and they could be representing the sand, and you can also like turn it on itself. So like once all of the studs are fallen to one part of the hourglass, you could turn it back and do the same thing. That could be something quite cool to see if we do get something like the Phantom Hourglass, and maybe you could have like, and maybe the hourglass could come with extra studs, and they could represent the Sands of Hours that you get throughout the game, whether that's from the different bosses, or you find them throughout the world. So yeah, seeing the Phantom Hourglass as a Lego set could be quite cool to see. So yeah, so this has been my top 5 Zelda places that you could see become Lego sets. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.